messages on. There we go. Jobs are good. Oh dear. So yeah, Sunday. Daily live stream 109. Sweet. It's going to be slightly different today. You'll see in the background there, I've got a little bit of work going on. So I'm going to do a little bit of upgrading. This is basically a snippet into what it's like when I'm just sort of getting on with things. I figured why not change things up, and rather than doing games with you or collecting wood, which I've already done today, as evidenced by the big logs here. There's some good dense stuff. They've got a little bit of some sort of fungus growing through them, like, you know, so they smell a bit mushroomy, which is not a bad thing actually. They smell all right while they're drying off. Hopefully I won't get any spores in the lungs or anything. But yeah, we've got a couple of smaller pieces. Lucas came with me. And we've got a couple of the smaller pieces that he collected for me. I mean, I'll be honest, he was not as useful as Ethan. You'd think a grown man would be more useful, but he literally struggled even with a little saw to cut a couple of pieces off this other log. But I was like, whatever. We just took the 2 pieces he had, and I got essentially 6 of these massive chunks, which I have managed to dry one off and split it already in half. I'm feeling like it's dense enough. I might need to actually split some of these into quarters because they're quite big. Let's have a little show off of the wood. Yeah, you got like, some of them are already starting to crack. You can see that crack goes all the way down. That's just from the drying out process. But you can sort of see the pattern. Look, it's definitely got some sort of fungal stuff inside. I don't think there's any danger to it. Like here, you can sort of see the difference in colours. But yeah, it's gone quite well like that. And then a work in progress over here. I did a lot of this earlier, and then I've stopped. Just basically, Lucas turned up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just take some time with Lucas and prioritise a bit of time with friends. So I've spent most of the afternoon. We went out for the walk, and he helped me collect the firewood, and then we've been doing a bit of chess. And he'd played Uno before, he said, but he couldn't remember the rules, so I kind of introduced him to that again, hoping that maybe we can do a little bit of that as well as the chess, because the chess gets proper cerebral and kind of wears you down. Hi Sienna, hi Sparker. I'm just taking the girls home. And so no, I guess we won't see you for long then, but thanks for popping in. I'm sure we'll chat later. Sparker saying mushroom spores is how The Last of Us started. Yeah, and specifically, if I can heat them up here and kind of like, you know, increase that evolution, we'll probably have a whole entire new strain of something soon enough, I reckon, Sparker. But it's okay, because we've got you on hand. If I turn into some kind of weird mushroom zombie and start spreading it out, you'll be able to just, you know, rid the world of us all. It'll be fine. Right, so I'm going to crack on and do a little bit of this work. I'm not quite sure where the best place is to put you guys. So we're going to just try a few bits and pieces and see what works. Maybe that, if I kind of zoom out a little bit. I don't know, that's maybe not the best spot, I don't know. So yeah, I think that's okay. Like that. Yeah, and I can see the chat, but what I'm going to do is just to assist my eyes a bit, I will put my goggles on. Yeah, you got us. Right, so basically, you can see the wall here. It was damaged a bit from the old rack, and some of you will hopefully remember what the old rack looked like. But essentially, I had a hook that was coming out here that used to be for a bungee cord that would come across. And actually, I should show you this as well. The pigtail hooks up here, that's where I used to have my pots and pans, but when driving they would swing and sort of damage things. So to stop that, I would weave a bungee cord through them in order to stop them from swinging, and it would hook from one of the pigtails down to another hook here. And I used to have a drying rack. The drying rack used to hang down from here, and again that would swing unless I had the bungee cords in place. Eventually though, I decided to, obviously when everything changed and it was just me and I wanted to be more mobile, I didn't want to have to deal with a bungee cord, and I didn't like having my pots and pans exposed. I'd rather have them in the drawers so they didn't collect dust when I wasn't using them, especially because I wasn't going to use them as much because I wasn't going to be doing as much cooking when it's just me. No huge big meals that often. So I brought the rack down and just hung it off this hook, but it did sort of sway back and forth and sort of damage the wall a bit. So what I've done is I've kind of repaired the wall, done a patch job, and I've painted it up. And I've been, it's not ideal. It probably looks okay on camera. Yeah, you can sort of see the patches. There's one here and there's like one here, but it's okay, and they'll kind of look less patchy over time as they kind of like marry up with the, because it's the same colour paint, but obviously the stuff that's on the wall has had chance to kind of like, I guess, like age and like get, you know, a little bit of dirt on it and stuff like that, so it looks a bit duller, and the new stuff just looks quite bright. I've tried to kind of sort of, what's the word, kind of like merge it together a bit, but there's a maximum of like sort of the effect I can do there, so it's always going to look a little bit patchy. But the plan is to get a bit of wood on the wall. So I've already made what the like, well, I'm in the process of making the board that the new rack will sit on, and there's a good reason why I want a new rack. I want one that basically only drips in one spot, whereas where this comes in, this rack came with one of these. So this is going to sit on the wood like so, and if I give you a good look here, you can sort of see I've already done one of these with the drill. It kind of stops it from moving because I'll put a little thing there, and I've got the others marked out, lines, and I just need to basically, I've been using my drill to route them out, so I just like route them out with this thing, and that seems to work okay. So I just need to do the other ones of those, and then the idea is that's going to basically be sort of around about here, and it'll be able to hinge up towards the wall. And on the back side I'm going to put a basket which will sort of hang down, so that when it's up like this, I can just use the basket to put like the odd piece in. So like when I'm doing stuff, like I often have, like, say, my mug that needs washing up, maybe a plate, a couple of knife and forks, maybe a saucepan, but not a lot, just basically 2 or 3 items. And I don't really need to like get the whole thing out. I don't want that to be a hassle. So I want to have like the basket to have as like the everyday kind of use thing. And then only when I've got a big load of washing to do, I can basically pop this down, get this from the store behind me, pop it on, get the rack as well, pop the rack on. I'll grab the rack so you can see it. It's a nice new one. Just bunged a lot of stuff up in Ethan's room for now. But yeah, this is the new rack, and that just sits on there. And that's the idea. Just basically, I can use that like a normal rack then, just stack it up and it'll drain down, no problem. So nice, nice thing there really. Yeah, and then this thing has, like, it's all shaped, it kind of tapers down into this hole and feeds down to this thing. And this thing can move around and kind of elongate, and you can basically choose where the water comes out. And I've already done my workings out, and I want it to be short, and I want it just there. And the idea is, once I've found the position for that, I'm going to drill a 32mm round hole, 32mm diameter hole just underneath that, so that the water can pour out and go straight down into the sink, and it'll go into the back far corner. So rather than when I put stuff up, it's all kind of dripping down onto what I'm doing, and you get drips everywhere, which is a bit annoying. It's the only annoying thing about the whole kind of having the rack above the sink. This will catch the drips and feed them down to the back, where I don't need to worry about it, and I can still work with the rest of the sink and not worry about getting covered with drips. So that is the plan. But then the other thing is, obviously, the other bonus of this will be that once it's kind of in storage position and there's just a basket here, it's going to leave a lot more of my window clear, and it's going to look quite nice. I think, you know, it'll look in keeping with the van, but also just be a little bit more compact and a little bit more pleasant to look at. So that's what we're doing anyway. Oh, we've got someone saying shut up. Oh dear. Let's have a little look. Oh, hi Chuck, good to see you. Yeah, thumb's still good. The thumb is still good. It still does its thing. Whoop, 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 whoop. But it's all good, it goes back on. We got Sean saying what's up. Oh, right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, Susie's in. Hi, Susie. I see you sent me some messages today. I did try to respond, but as per usual, I wasn't able to. So, yeah, you got like, all annoyed with me for not talking with you. But once again, this is not my fault. You got to sort your phone out. That's what you got to do. But yeah, lovely to have you in though. Oh, we've got Emmy in. Hi, Emmy. Long time no see. I saw today that you've started posting again, and yeah, doing a bit of piano. Lovely stuff. Ethan loves his piano, so yeah, he definitely think. I think he could probably put like a few up. He could do himself a little channel. Once he hits 13, I think he's just going to start slamming out absolute bangers from his channel when he sets one up. I mean, he's making up songs like you wouldn't believe. Just the quality of what he writes is crazy, and his skills on the piano are insane. And it's all just, I mean, he's got a bit of natural talent, but it's from persistence. He's just been practicing lots. I mean, you'll get really good if you want to practice that loads. Oh dear. Oh, Susan. Hi, Sue. I'm good. How are you? Hope you're well. Yeah. Oh my God. What? Oh, we've got modded chat. Doesn't really matter. Hi, Rach. You're in as well. Good to see you. We've got loads of lovely people in today. That's fantastic. Right, I'm going to crack on for a little bit, and I will stop and chat. But yeah, this is obviously a case of don't do this at home. I'm about to do something which is not exactly safe. So yeah, this is not what this tool is intended for. But we all know I'm not one for wearing my safety tie, and I'm certainly not one for messing about. We've got a little bit of split on the wood there. That's okay. So definitely, if you want to see some accidents happen and what goes wrong when you're not doing it in a safe way, keep watching. Yeah. Oh, that's moving a lot. Oh, let's get out of the way. I've knocked back my foot. Right, there we go. So we're going to come in from the other direction a little bit just to taper this off. And then it decides to do that anyway. Oh. Well, that'll do. Right. We get a bit of sandpaper. It's not the best coarseness for this, but it should do. Probably do for something a little bit coarser. Realising that's quite high. A bit angry down a bit. Is that Fire Banana I see in? Hi, Fire Banana. I'm not reading the chat quite yet, but I will get round to it in a second. As we know, I like to chat, but I also have to get the work done. All right, let's test that. So it'll be around this way. Nope, that's not the thing. But the brain is on for sure. So we've got corner to corner here. Oh yeah, that's already pretty good. Oh, that's already incredibly stable. But we'll definitely we've definitely got the right positioning. That's good. Yeah, last thing we want is to have stuff up there and the van shakes or whatever and suddenly it's all out. I think that's good though. Might just check the depth on that bit there. Right. So that's one done. I will now chat with you guys. We've got Elian saying, "Hey man, what are we making?" We are making a little platform for a new drying rack over my sink. Oh yes, had the staples out today on my hip replacement. So look, so does that say locking or it's just my screen looking good? Oh, that's brilliant, Sue. Glad to hear you on the mend. We love you too, Susie. And what's this about? A farmer being the same as what? I don't know. Anyway, so next hole. But yeah, lovely to have you guys in. I imagine once it's all healed up, so you'll be absolutely prancing around. Now, I definitely want to have this around this way for the most part. Oh, that's ridden up. It's no good. But we definitely have to start around here. Well, that's peeling away a bit. Let's try and get this to the right place. Or it's trying to jump on me. Not there. Ooh. I think that's pretty good so far. Oh, the battery's running out. I'll have to get the other drill out if that happens. Come on. Stay still. Oh, that's annoying. Right, that battery has died, so I have to get the other drill out for now. It's somewhere. got that one on charge. We've got this one out. We've got to get this on speed number 1. All right. I think we're good. I think that'll do it. Let me check the chat again. Yeah, I'm just looking at the chat, and it is a bit crazy how, like, obviously, if somehow me and Rach had started learning Portuguese instead of Spanish, would have been quite good to talk to Susie, but that's the trouble with that, I guess. It's just the luck of the draw. Tafis, it's been long since I came here. I don't recognise the name, but it sounds a bit like. Are you? We used to have someone called Taffin. Is that you? With a new name? Because I remember you changed it. That person changed it once before, so I'm guessing maybe it's you. Well, welcome back. It's been ages. Great to see you. Oh, if I was drilling your teeth with this, Sue, I think you'd know about it. I hope they didn't use a drill like this on the old the hip. Could you imagine? If you need another one, if you need any other bits and pieces doing, let me know. I can probably fix you up. Oh, could you imagine? God, this sandpaper is a bit useless. I can't remember where I got it from. I think I got it from B&Q. I wouldn't recommend it. The paper is just soft and just gets destroyed at such the smallest little bit of work. I know I'm not using it very well here, but I've been using it for other things like properly, and it just doesn't stand up. Thankfully, I don't need a perfect job here. Just trying to neaten it up, make it look half decent. And then the last one. I'm going to get straight into it, I think. Yeah, are we on to people not liking Brazilians again? We all like you, Susie. Don't you worry. Right. And then just taper that. I think that might be the job. Yeah, quite like that. I think it's gone well. Don't have a chisel at hand, but a screwdriver will do the job for now. Did a fair bit of clean up with that. Should have been doing that before. I'm just trying to do the whole thing with the sandpaper. All right. Let's see how that's fed. That should be good to go. So that would sit just there. Oh, that's in. That is not quite in. I mean, they go in, but that's pretty tight as things go. So I think we're going to do a little bit of adjusting. I think we'll widen them out just a little bit. This screwdriver as my little clean up tool, as I was doing. And that'll help tremendously. Yeah, that's looking pretty good here now. I'm pretty happy with that. A bit more sanding. Oh, this silly sandpaper, honestly. Right. Let's try that. Let's see how we're doing. Because we want it to go in easy. I don't want to have to be fiddling around with it. Oh, that is. That is good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That just kind of goes in, sits in. That's better than, I mean, that's 100th of a millimeter perfect type thing. That is not going anywhere. It's not even got any vibrational movement on it, but yet it sits in pretty easy. It's very easy just to find the spot, yeah, and it's in. That is jobs are good. Woohoo! Right. So the next thing to do with this one is drill a hole into it, which I want to do without basically putting a hole into anything else. I think I might have the right cutters down here. I hope so. Seem to recall having them in here. That's the 28. Where's the 32? There it is. That's the biggest hole cutter I've got right now. Alright, now to find the hole. I need the position of the hole. I will check the chat in a second. I'm just focused right now. Right, so so a saw comes with an edge which is basically 90 degrees to that. It's like a set square. Always a nice way to make things work. So I can mark where I want the hole to basically start. Okay. We know we want it in the middle. So that's easy enough to do with a measurement and just halving it. So we've got just under 30, which means just under 15, so our middle is here. And our line, we'll use the set square again. Put it back where our mark is. So now that's where we want the edge. Okay, so the maths on this is pretty straightforward, I think. We want to find half of 32 from there, which is 16. So our middle, so that's where I'm putting my middle hole in. I mean, it's not the most complicated maths, but yeah, so that's where I want the edge of the hole to be. So that's the middle, and I think that works out well. I've basically put it behind by a little way because I want it not to be dead down in the middle. I want it to be sort of to one side. So basically, if you imagine, like, I don't want this point to be in the middle of the hole. I want it to be like set back a little bit so that the hole, instead of being like that, I want it kind of like shoved forward a little bit. I don't know if that makes any sense, but hopefully it does. So now the trick is doing this without basically damaging stuff behind, but we have something that we can use for that. Log. I don't care about going into the log. Just put that on the log, and that is really stable. Not. Once again, safety first. I prefer a speed cutter. I don't like these bits that much. Also, it's a bit blunt. Whoa. All right. Did we make it through? Want to make it through to the other side, just so I can find the hole. But oh. It doesn't look dangerous at all, does it? There we go, we've got the hole. Just peeking through, if you can see that, right in the middle. Tiny little indent, but that's the hole nonetheless. Right there. Cool, that is not a very clean cut. Oh. All right then, be like that. Right, that's all we're doing with that. That that thing is so blunt from all the other work I've done on metals and stuff. It's not happy with me, but we'll be all right. We're most of the way through. Yep. The screwdriver will do the rest of that, and then a little bit of filing, and we'll be good to go. Now I only have metal files, but it'll be fine. It's not the first time I've used the wrong tool for the job. If I had all the tools in the world in here, I wouldn't have any space for anything else, would I? And yes, I would get a hammer if I had a working one. Ethan managed to break the handle on mine. Oh, that does hurt though. No, that's going to be bad for that. Oh, do you know, I can hold it like that. There you go, that works. There's a little bit of a knotty bit here. I think that's why it didn't want to cut through so easy with the drill bit. But yeah, I'm just going to plop these bits out here. Just throw them onto the grassy bit. Job done. Right, we have a hole. It's not neat at all, but we'll neaten it up. This is what it looks like when you're not like a professional carpenter and you don't have all the right tools either. This is how things go down. Right. Oh, is Susie off? Bye, Susie. I hope you have a lovely evening. Yeah, I survived Hagaman, so if you're talking to me about that. Sparkle, like, this is terrifying. Yeah. No, it's fine, it's fine. I know I didn't have my safety tie on, but everything is fine. I don't think we even actually connected with that wood, to be fair. Yeah. No, I did. There's a little scratch on there. A scratch, that's it. Right, put that back on the stove. The stove is on its way going out, but that's fine. I'm not fussed. Definitely ended up with a bit of a chunk out of one place. Yeah, that's not so nice. You can tell I like clamping things down, can't you? Again, if I had clamps, I might use them. I find my the old hand clamp is fine enough. I would have liked a neat hole. I won't lie. bit went really dodgy. It's not so good. I'm doing my best to sort of neaten it up. I'm kind of taking more off from the other places than I would have done to just kind of marry it up. I have some wood filler, which I could potentially use on that, thinking about it, so not too bad. Ooh, not too bad. Not too bad. Not my finest work or neatest work, but needs must and all that. I think that'll look all right up there once I've got the wood behind. I do think I can maybe filler that a little bit, but I'm also not that fast. I think a bit of sandpaper now and it'll be as good as it's going to get. This sandpaper, honestly. Yeah, it's all right. Definitely might fill that. Now the thing to check is whether or not the hole lined up or not. God, I'm making an absolute mess as well, but there you go. Right, so that's in position. Perfection. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but can you just see the bit where the water comes out? Perfection. Literally. And if I need to adjust it, I can bring that forward, because that's the thing. I can't make that any shorter, but I can make it longer. All you've got to do is pave it. Sorry for the innuendos. It's got to be said, though. Yeah. So I can sort of just bring that out just a tiny bit. And, yeah. Shouldn't even connect with the... yeah, it's perfect. I'm really happy with that. That's job done. So that's ready to go. Just need to basically hinge that against the bit on the wall. Well, there's one more thing on this I've got to do. I've got to make some triangular bits down at the bottom here, so that so basically as it folds down, it ends up with its own kind of wall brackets here. That is something I'm going to use a bit of offcut piece for. But before I have those in place, I think I basically want to do... no, actually, no, I will do them. I'll do them. And then we'll do the bit which is going to go actually on the wall that we mount all this to. Cool. This sort of stuff does take some time, though. It's a bit one of those things. Sometimes I'm like impatient enough that I'm like, come on, make this thing work quicker. Cool, blimey. This thing is, I don't know, have we got a... Nah, it's just me. So, Yeah, that's me and Sparker, fully qualified bodgers. That's definitely me. There you go, Spark. I can see Sparker being a bit negative about himself, but yeah, I bet you're good at some stuff. I mean, there's not many people who are the best at anything. You know, I mean, that's a very few people. If you think about it, there's only so many things in the world there are to do. Like, you know, obviously there's loads of stuff, but we're talking like things that are useful, so to speak. Even if it's art or piano or something like that. But like, you know, the big swing things, there's only so many, and not everyone can be the best at something. But you know, being decent at a lot of things is good enough, and that's me, the jack of all trades, and ready to have a bodge at any time. Kicked off the course, Rach. No hope for you. Yeah, I reckon they just thought you were too naughty. That's what it is. That's what it is, Rach. We know. We know. Dear. Right, I'm just catching up on the chat. I'm aware that I'm probably well behind. Wow, Spark have been building loads of computers. That's cool. Right, yeah. So, oh, hi, Susie. Welcome back. Yeah, it's looking like some nice chatting now. I like how you guys chat to yourselves when, well, amongst yourselves. I mean, when I'm busy with these things. Right, I'm going to have just a rest for a second. My arms, I tell you, they get a bit tired after all that. Like this is obviously one of the reasons why carpenters use clamps. Not only does it make it safer and easier to do the work, but obviously as well, holding things down is just tiring. Yeah, so I find that's one of the things when I do jobs, I get a bit more tired than I should do. Oh, Susie, thank you for the reminder. I shall do the dad joke of the day. Thank you very much, Susie. You saved my bacon. This is a good time to do it. The old dad joke of the day. Right, here we go. So we pick the top one off. And here it comes. Are you strapped in for this? All right. Hey, Cat's in. Hi, Cat. Good evening. I'm good. I'm just busy bodging something together. I hope you're having a great birthday weekend. Happy 18th for when it was. So this one goes out to Cat. I hope it's a good one. Want to hear a joke about a piece of paper? Never mind. It's terrible. That is actually terrible. That's like a different level of joke. That is. They're saying that a joke about a piece of paper would be terrible. This joke is terrible. They've even spelt it terrible. I know that. Oh, wait, hold on. They've there you go. Want to hear a joke about a piece of paper? Never mind. It's terrible. I mean, I guess if you have the right accent, you can even make that work a lot better. So that's the dad joke done. Oh, it's Gracie's in as well. Hi, Gracie. Good to see you. Yeah, very terrible joke. Oh dear. So yeah, I'm getting really hot. This is one of the reasons why I'm not bothered about the stove going out. It's yeah, it's got tiny pieces of embers in the bottom in the middle, but I'm not fussing about that. Oh, blimey. So yeah, I've got the van running at the moment. Actually, I've got the lithiums charging up from the engine because yeah, I just haven't had enough solar over the last while, and because I haven't been driving around all weekend, it's basically like the batteries have slowly but surely got very, very low. So I definitely need to do that today. So I'm charging up for now, and then when they're basically almost as far as I want them to be, I'm going to drive off to where I'm working tomorrow, and that'll sort of run the engine so that I can just idle it and then just turned it off, because that's really bad. That kind of fills up the DPF and it's just really annoying and bad for the engine. So yeah, a little run at the end would be good for the engine. I'm very tempted, because I'm going to go up to the Black Cat roundabout and then go across from there. I might well pop into, I call it St Neots, but I think it's because there's St Neots and there's the one next to it. They're kind of like one and the same. Can't remember what it's called now. Eton Soken, that's it. So they're kind of one and the same place in my mind, but whatever. But there's a KFC and a Burger King up there, and I'm very, very tempted. I think, in fact, I probably will pop into there for my dinner today and make it very, very easy on myself. It'll be a late one, but I mean, I don't mind because it's going to be a bit of a late night, I imagine. I'm not going to get to sleep too early because I've got to finish this up and then do some driving. Mind you, that said, I've got to go top up the tank as well. I've got to top my water tank up. I mean, I'll get away with a little bit. I'm going to have to make a little judgment on that and have a little look at the state of the tank and see whether I can get away with a few days. But yeah, that's something to think about as well. Might need to pop to the parents to do a top up. Oh, that would be a bit annoying. So maybe I can't go that way. Maybe I've got to go a different way. Yeah, I might have to run down the A1. But then there's a KFC that way as well. So we're all right. Whichever way we go, I think it'll be a KFC tonight. Yeah, I fancy that as well. So whichever way I go, I think KFC for sure. That's right, Rachel. I have earned a KFC. Thank you very much. Oh, Sienna's in. Yeah, I've got to get that Duolingo in today. I missed it yesterday. A bit gutted about that. I just didn't stop in time. I needed to give myself an extra few minutes. But that happens. I wanted to finish off the cards and that, so I knew I shouldn't have done that second card. I knew I should have just called it a bit earlier, but it's just one streak freeze. It's not the end of the world. I've not had a big week on Duolingo, to be fair. I have weeks where I kind of try very hard, and then other weeks where there's a lot of other stuff going on, and I'm just maintaining the streak, and I'm not really doing a lot of lessons. I'm not trying very hard to kind of make like loads and loads of points. I mean, I don't worry too much about the XP and getting into the leagues. I'm more just about, I want to, you know, in 5-10 years time, whenever it is, I want to just be able to speak Spanish fairly well and understand people and be able to write it down and read it and stuff and just get along with it. I don't need to be fluent. I'm never going to have a great accent at it, but yeah, I'd like to be able to get passable with it. So if I meet someone who's Spanish, I can talk to them, and you know, if I'm traveling, that sort of thing, it would be really cool to be able to talk to people like that. Yeah. I mean, mostly it was just pick Spanish because it's fairly easy to learn, and I wanted the boys to learn a second language just because it's good for mental development, just getting you thinking in different ways. Very good. How are you guys talking amongst yourselves again? I love this. See, this is what it's all about. Bit of like, you know, YouTube family getting together. It's not all about me. It's you guys are very much a big part of this. I love that. Yeah, that to be fair, this is the double-edged sword of it with Duolingo. Sparker's right. You end up becoming like, you know, if you're not careful, you're just worried about the score and keeping your streak and stuff like that, and like getting up into leagues. And the person who introduced it to me was that it was someone who I dated back a while ago when I tried Hinge out. Samantha was her name, and she literally like in the middle of like us spending a bit of time together, she was like a bit panicked. She wanted to stop and do her Duolingo because she'd got like a triple XP or something. She was trying to compete with her sister and get into Diamond League. And I was like, yeah, go for it. It's okay. Don't worry. I'll have a look, see what it's about. And yeah, she was very much just answering these questions very rapidly, and I could tell it was more about the points than it was about learning the language. I think she was doing Japanese, and weirdly, I could answer all the questions. And we even had, and I was like, to be fair, that's all pretty straightforward. I think I could have guessed all that. And she's like, nah, you couldn't. I was like, yeah, no problem. And I was like, let me do the next lesson, and we'll see what happens. And I got everything right. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's not the most advanced stage you're at. And also, I had enough general knowledge from like anime stuff, and just from picking up things that I could guess a lot of it. It wasn't that hard. And you could kind of like, you know, it's a bit like when someone gives you a multiple choice question, even if you know nothing about it, there's usually some that you can dismiss as just like nonsense, and then it's like maybe there's one or two you got to pick from, and you can maybe sometimes pick it up from context. Now I think, you know, if you're a lot further into it, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But yeah, so Duolingo can be a bit easy and get you focused on the points and stuff and scoring, but that's actually really good for engagement, which is what I like about it. It's very good at keeping the boys engaged and keeping them coming back, which I think is actually a really important part when you're trying to learn anything, but especially languages. If you don't really like have anything to push you to keep doing it, you end up not using it. And I was aware of this when I did it. I was like, actually, I like that they're going to keep me coming back every day. So every day, my brain has to think a little bit about Spanish. And obviously, I get the odd break, like yesterday, where streak freeze is used. But on a general rule, almost every day, I'm doing a little bit of Spanish. And so even though it's a slow process, and sometimes I'm not absorbing it as well as I should, it's still getting the brain geared into that and getting me practiced. And over a period of time, just through sheer quantity of it being like my brain working on it and having to do it, I'm learning Spanish, and it is actually working. It's very slow, but it's going in. I mean, it's pushing me all the time for new stuff, and I'm like, wow, like there's at least 60 words, I would say. Also, there's at least 60 words that are new, that I fairly new, that I probably would struggle to like work with and remember. But then there's many words that I'm actually really solid on now, and they've been repeated enough times over the space of months that yeah, I am actually getting really good at it. So right, how can we go? Oh, Susie talking about depression again. That's true, actually. Yeah, eventually it can definitely be fatal. Not usually because like the way a disease is fatal, but yeah, absolutely. Well, Kat, if you think about it, it's the logical of it. Like if someone gets depressed enough and it's left unchecked and they don't have a support system and there aren't people around to kind of help them get through it, there's an inevitable way that goes. And yeah, and I know full hands, like a friend of mine passed away. Essentially, it wasn't. It was basically that sort of stuff, and mental health can really take you down that path. So definitely true, but we want to keep it light here. We won't talk too much about that. Suzanne, when I've been in coffee shops or in restaurants, I've talked to deaf people. I use it more than I thought it would. Oh, what's this? Have you been learning sign language? I'm going to go back and see. Oh, here we go. Sue's saying I learnt British language as a second language as my nephew is deaf. Are you in British Sign Language? I say, yeah, BSL, yeah. And I wanted to be able to communicate with him. Yeah, oh, I see, BSL, yeah, Sign Language, yeah. That's really cool. Do you know what? I once, when I was younger, tried to learn some sign language because I had a friend who was deaf, and I got pretty good at it. I could do all the letters, and there was a few words I could do. But then when I didn't see him anymore, because this was at university, when I didn't see him anymore, I didn't use it, and I've kind of lost it, if I'm honest. I could probably do, like, I know it's like A, E, I, O, and U and stuff like that, and I could probably fathom some of the letters, but in terms of the words and stuff, and like, yeah, I mean, a lot of it's just gone. But but Duolingo, you see, that's the thing, is that if I went on there and did that, so that might be the next thing I do. When I get to the point where I'm really good with the Spanish, I might do the sign language. That's really cool. I don't know about adding it in. I mean, I probably would if I didn't have to go out and work as well. I think if I ever got the channel to the point where I could focus on it and not have to go and work, and it was actually like paying the bills, I'd probably have enough spare time. I'd probably do the sign language as well. But yeah, at the moment. Hey, Starry's in. Hi, Starry. Yes, I'm well. Sorry if this has taken a while to respond to you. I'm just sort of working down the chat because I was working before and then chatting and talking, and then I'm just trying to catch up. But I hope you're well, Starry. And it's good to hear Susie's trying to take care of herself. That's good. Kat's heading off. Yeah, take care, Kat. I'll see you soon, I'm sure. And that's it. I'm all caught up, I think. Lovely. So yeah, hope your day's well, Starry. Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna get the next bit sorted. What was it? I need to get the spare little off-cut piece. I grabbed some, I have some little bits and pieces from other projects that are sitting around at the allotment, and I grabbed them all the other day so I could use them. And this one I think will get used. I think, so I've got to think about the strength of this one in terms of grain. I'm going to be screwing that way, so I don't want to be screwing that. So it's got to sit this way, and the triangle's got to go like that. So I think if I cut it along, oh, I'm not showing that very well. So yeah, like basically if I had it this way and tried to screw up into my workpiece, it would just split. So I need to be screwing in this direction. So what I'll do is I'm going to cut this probably like about like that, and then or do I try? No, I'm going to do the triangle first to cut that piece, and then cut one like that, trying to make two triangles up that are roughly similar. And as long as they've got the flat edges over here, that'll be fine. Yeah, and I think we want something about that sort of depth, I think, is what we're looking at. And that should be enough to handle the leverage. And then if it's nice and long like this, we can get some screws in. Well, actually, I won't screw up into, I'll screw down into this. So I'll screw through that and down into this. But that's basically what I need to do, is make up two triangles here at the moment. I'm wondering if I could just snap that. Should we try? Oh no, if I do that, no, I've got to do the triangle first. Oh, that was nearly a mistake. Cut the triangle first, and then I'll cut down along there, yeah. But yeah, because it's easier to cut across the triangle if I've actually got something to hold on to. House all day? Well, what, being productive? Like me, and doing loads of little chores? Or have you been just sitting around watching lots of TV, or hopefully not TikTok or anything like that? Oh dear. Right, yeah, that's all the chat done. So you can see me struggling with my brain a little bit. Like, I'm sometimes thinking okay, and other times I'm like, oh, my brain. Right, pretty straightforward, this one. I go from, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to have a little look on the wall and judge my line for, so if it was there, I get up to about there. I don't want it that big. I think I want it about that sort of size. So, but then I want it big enough to, annoyingly, I want to be down the middle of that. I may have marked up the wrong side, but it's fine. We'll do this side as well. Yeah, we'll do it from this side. That's fine. Okay, so this is going to be tricky. I often cut outside rather than in here, but as I'm filming, I will cut in here. So see where clamping this would be a good idea. Come on. It does not want to get started on this silly knot. Alright, how are we looking? Yeah, that's pretty good. that's aggravating. I am the wrong hand on that entirely. I don't really want to make a mess in another spot, but I'm gonna do it. Let's spin that, and there you go. That's better. Excuse the noise. Right, it's a straight up cut. Now I'm just going to quickly mark up my line for the next bit, and we'll be golden. Again, I've got a bit of right way up. Got to think about that. All right. There we go. Whoa. Oh, the knot. It's not good. It's not good. I have to admit though, this wood smells nice. Has a very sweet smell to it. There we go. Close enough. Let's spin you guys around. Oh, what's this? We've got a little bit of chatter going on. I shall read that. 1 second here. Just been reading and cooking, says Starry. Fair enough. That's a good Sunday. That's a good thing to do on a Sunday. Can't lie. That's legit use of the day. Rachel, the weather has been miserable today. Anyone else not looking forward to work tomorrow? I mean, I'm not fussed about work tomorrow. I'd rather not. I'd rather go off for a walk or do something fun. But you know, it's going to keep me fit and healthy. I'm fine with that, and I need the money. Started saying I'm retired now, so no worries for me. Oh, somebody's lucky. We're all on the countdown to retirement, Rach. I mean, 11 years isn't far to go though. Certainly not. I've got a lot further to go than that. Hey, Kit's in. Hi, Kit. Bye, Susie. You take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Splodger saying, would you join the army if you was conscripted? I think I'd have to, wouldn't I? Isn't that conscription? You don't get the choice. Yeah, I guess so. I guess the answer to that would be yes. I mean, I'm known to break some rules here and there, some of the small minor ones, but I don't think I'd get away with that somehow. they string you up for that kind of, well, not literally, but you get in big trouble for trying to script jump the, well, what's it called? So now you're going to get to see, like, I'm using this properly, right? This is not going to last very well, I can tell you that much. Oh, we've got a big piece at the end of this we don't want. I'm just going to quickly saw that off. I didn't realise there was a little bit like that going on. All right. Just a quick, slow drawing rather than pushing, so it doesn't cut as fast. But that's kind of what you want. You want a nice slow effect. There we go. That's that done. Already ripping. Very frustrating. I've just noticed that that's got a bit of a split in it there. That's not good. But as long as I pilot hole this, it'll be okay. Right. See that? It's starting to wear out there even. Really annoying. The stuff from Poundland is better than this. That's telling you something, isn't it? There we go. We have two pieces. I admit that one's got a little bit of that through, but that'll be at the back, so you won't see that. We'll see them from that side. So we're all good. Yeah, now just to so they're going to go on this side. That one's going to go there. And that one's going to go there. And we should be good. That should be okay. It's going to have leverage, but yeah. Should be okay. I'm putting some really heavy duty, the hinges are going to be really heavy duty. These are the kind of ones that are holding my doors up. They're basically fire rated even, but not that that's necessary here, but yeah, that's they're going on the wall. The only thing is they're not going to sit flush unless I have a little groove, but I have a way around this. You're going to see a little bit of my ingenuity with this stuff in a bit. Basically, I'm not just going to put a panel of wood, I'm going to put a panel of this stuff with the offcut piece of this thick stuff in two pieces, and the bottom part where this basically sits on, that's going to get into the top of that, and then it's basically going to end, and then there's going to be a gap where it's just this wood, and then the top part will be the thick stuff again, and it'll go slightly higher than this one in order to basically have a latch at the top, which then latches this in place so then it doesn't fall down when I've got it stored up there. At least this is all the plans that we have in place anyway. This is the idea for this, right? But yeah, that's the plans. Now we need to get rid of this drill bit and put a pilot hole in. So I was hoping to get this done in one day so that I could actually like get my sink back so I could wash up. But to be fair, if I'm having KFC tonight, there's no rush. I can probably finish this tomorrow. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to like do a little bit more, probably get this bit done. I'll probably do the bit that goes on the wall tomorrow or sometime during the week. Probably tomorrow because I just want to get it done. But for now, we're going to finish this up and then we'll think about heading off and going to get some din-dins. Right. So a couple of things to think about. The first one is where the screws are going to go. One here, sure, and one about there, sure. So one here, one about there. That's fine. Okay. So yeah. Need to get the ruler out. I want to be precise with this, make it the same both sides. So I'm going to go for 3 centimeters and 10 centimeters. We're going to go for 2 centimeters from the edge. 2 centimeters from the edge. And that'll put us about there with it being slightly in. That's good. Yeah, happy with that. So I'm going to need a pilot hole. That bit of scrap wood is going to come in handy now. Get the dust off it. I'll be able to screw down into that, or drill down into that, I mean, and not worry about causing any damage. So next thing to do is figure out what screws I'm using. I bought a packet of Pick and Mix from B&Q. That was an interesting thing, that they do a pick and mix. And I got these with this job in mind, plus some future stuff. Essentially it's a few quid and I could pick loads of different sort of screw sizes, which was quite useful. I now can figure out what size screw I want in here. I think I want something quite long. Right, yeah, those are the ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. At some point I will sort these out. I've got like tubs where some of these are to replace ones that I ran out of, but oh, I've got a straggler here. Right. Okie dokes. So what size would be a good pilot hole? That size. There we go. Uh-huh. Right. Do some more marking up. So we're going to go for 3 and 10. And come in the edge for 2 and for 2. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right, should be as simple as that. I will re-engage with the chat just after we get this done. Do not worry. Right, this could be interesting. Right, okay, so let's do this one first. This is the first one. Right, let's get that out of the way. Put that on there at the edge. Line that up just where I want it. Now, so the thing to think about here as well is that that hinge is going to be like that. So in reality, I need that. Right up close so I can see what we're doing here. Excellent. That's going to be really hard to hold in position. Difficult stuff. Now we double check. Ah, no, wait. That's going to be like that, isn't it? And then that's going to be on that board. Ah, no. Okay, now I need to adjust that. I need to come down just a little smidge. Okay. Rethinking. Let's rethink that. Perfect. Let's do the top one. Did you move? Oh, I swear that moved when I did that. Oh, it blimmin' well moved, didn't it? Oh, it moved a smidge. I think we got that. I think I forced it that time. Enough. I mean, I can adjust for that. Okay. Yeah, that should be okay. But I think that's okay. I'm happy with that. And then we just make sure that that is lined up. Let's do up all like that. Nice. Solid. Nice. And then we do this one. Same sort of process really. Just get it to the edge. We're going to get that in about the same place. And the thing is, this one's now kind of like awkward because I'm kind of left-handed with it in a way. All right. I think that's pretty good. It needs to be out just a smidge. Out there. All right, get that one in. Try and not let it move. All right. Excellent. Nearly there. Ahoy. Let's get that one in a bit tighter. Lovely. So nice flat top. Got the hole for the water. You can see my eyeball. And yeah. So that'll end up sitting about here, I think. Yeah. Something like about that. Albeit it'll be slightly out from there, be about here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, it'll be about there. Go up a little bit if we want. About here is good enough, I think. Excellent. Yeah. Might even go a bit like that. That'd be fine. Yeah, got a lot to play with there. It's just like, I don't want it super high, but I also want it high enough to not be in my way and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm going to have the basket underneath that I have to consider as well. But to be fair, the basket could even just be on like a couple of simple hooks so that it can be removed and put on these. So when I'm lowering it down, the basket could come off, which I think is something that basically will work. But that's the platform. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll do the rest of this another day because I'm basically ready to move, I think. Just need to clean up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. So they'll get screwed in onto that, sort of into the top part of it. And that'll be against the bit that's on the wall, and then they'll just go like that, and it'll marry up to the top of the wall. And these have got a lot of weight, and they have plenty of fixings, so they should take the weight of everything. The only question is a matter of leverage. So if I have that on the wall and it's being held in by these hinges, so essentially I'll have a hinge like that, one here, and another one just over here. So it's quite a lot of fixings in, but essentially, obviously when it's up, no problems. When it's down, the thing stopping it from going further than that is essentially where these are going to press against the bit of wood on the wall. I can probably demonstrate this actually. So Yeah, you have this like this, and you're going to have that on the bit of, that's going to be sitting like on the, that's going to be attached kind of like that basically. That is very hard to hold and show. I don't know if you can see it, but it's going to be sitting like that, yeah. So, and it's going to want to sit like that on the wall. Okay, well, just imagine there's the hinge there anyway. You saw where it's going to be sitting. So that'll be on the wall like that. And obviously, when you put a lot of weight on, it's going to want to try to leverage itself like that. Now, I'm pretty sure that this wood is strong enough. I'm pretty sure that the main thing that's going to be trying to do is pull itself out from the screws out of this wood. And I think with 8 screws in there holding all the weight, my instinct is that that's enough and that we should be okay. But of course, it's an instinct. I'm no engineer, no architect. I'm just a bodger. So who knows? Who knows if it'll work? Let me catch up with some chat. I apologise for the hiatus of my self from the chat. Let's have a little look. Okay, so I think the last one I was when Kit came in. I think I said hi. Yep. So we've had oh, that was it. The army conscription thing, and that was it. Oh, Army, Navy, or Air Force? Oof. Well, I mean, I think Air Force is like one of those things where you end up just going to be like basically crew, which might be a worthwhile thing doing if you think about it, because you're probably not going to be. I mean, I'm not going to be a pilot. You know, that's guys are already in there, got trained. So I'd probably be looking at like an ancillary thing where like I'm helping. So rather than being on the front line, I'd probably be maybe like on a carrier somewhere or somewhere land-based, just basically helping out and not actually in the thick of it fighting. So yeah, I think, and the only reason conscription would come about is if we were actually actively in a really bad situation like in that. So we'd probably have some active war zones going on. I think, yeah, I think Air Force could be the thing to do. Yeah, I think that might be the way to go. Or like Navy, I guess, because again, the same sort of thing. You're yeah. So Navy or Air Force, I think I'd rather go for, because I don't want to end up being like a grunt on the ground with the army. Although I'd at least get to walk places, and it depends. I think it would depend on the situation. Like if I thought I was going to end up in a really like dangerous active war zone, army would be avoided. But if it's kind of like a fairly peaceful thing, maybe like I'd be at home, like turf, just basically doing defence and stuff, then maybe the army, just because I might be able to do a lot of walking and stuff. I was in the Army Cadets when I was younger, you know, and yeah, I'm a pretty good shot, but yeah, I didn't like following orders though. Started saying, Albert, my husband, was in the Army and even served in the Iraq War. Wow. He changed jobs after that, but he didn't work much after leaving the Army because he passed. Oh, sorry to hear that, Starry. Right, says, oh yeah, same as me. Yeah, that's a good question. If you travelled a lot for Albert's postings and stuff, yeah. You got excited when I said pick and mix, but you didn't realise it was going to be. Rach, I'm so sorry. I got your hopes up. Oh dear. I do like a bit of pick and mix though as well. So, not that I have any more because I'm very good and I'm on my. Oh, sorry, I'm on my diet. So yeah, that's a no-no. Oh, Sienna's wondering what the hole in the board is for. It's not what you're thinking, Sienna. It's for the water to come through. I guess you didn't see it when I was showing this off, but I'll explain it again. So my new drying rack, which is this thing here, okay, sits on this board here, okay, and this board has a tiny little hole, right? But it basically, if you can see that, it's a drainer. It works like a drain. So as long as this is fairly level, the water's going to flow down, go through that hole, and it pops out into this thing, which is like a thing where you can guide where the water's going to come. So rather than all of the drips coming from when I put drying up there. The problem is as you're washing up, all the like anything you've already put up there is dripping down on what you're doing, and it's a bit annoying. Especially if you're not actually doing anything like washing up wise, and you're doing something else. You don't really want the drips on you. It's not a big deal, but it's an annoyance. And so I wanted something that I could guide the drips down to one spot. And I was like, I know that these exist. If I got one and actually built it, then I could decide where my water to come out from. And with this set up just so, when I put it on my board, right, with the hole, okay, I will try and show this a bit close to the camera really, but you put that on. I've made the groove so it doesn't want to move, okay? So then that will sit on said platform like that, hanging off the wall, and at the bottom you will see that it marries up just nicely with the bit where the water comes out from, and so the idea is the water would come dripping out of the hole. So yeah, so it's nothing naughty, Sienna, it's nothing naughty. Also I was saying you got your golden retriever getting your nerves. So yeah, you did a lot of travelling. Oh, so for your job as well. Wow. Oh, Gracie's back. Hi, Gracie. Oh, back on your other channel as well. Oh, I see. I can see now the difference. So one is V567Y and the other one is just V5Y. Fair enough. Does that mean the V and the Y have some sort of significance? Like, and the 567, I guess, maybe. I don't know. How clever, says Sienna. Thank you, Sienna. Oh, you booked a flight, Gracie. Where are you going to? That's exciting. What are you talking about? Don't you dare do it, Gracie? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Australia, cool. Oh, no, those are some expensive flights, though. Wow. I can show that one. Sienna got modded, but I think it was just for the word lewd, maybe. It's Susie. Calling me Mr. Stubborn again. I'd prefer to think of myself as Mr. Understanding rather than Mr. Stubborn, but there we go. Yeah, 24-hour flight. That's right, Starry. That is. That's going to be a big one. So, what is that for a holiday, Gracie? Are you, or are you going to go see family? What's the crack there? My ex-wife, she had family in Australia. She did go over there for 3 months, but she didn't see. I think she saw her family a little bit, but or maybe she didn't. I can't remember, but because that was long. That was like right at the start when I first met her, like before we were married and all that. So that's like, I don't know, nearly 20 years ago. My memory on that thing is not great, but I do know she has some family over there, and one of her cousins came and visited us one time. But Noah also lived in Australia for 6 years. Any of you don't know who Noah is? That's my best friend. Yeah, 6 years he was over there for, and yeah, he had a lot of fun over there. But he did come back and visit most of the years, so that was good. Holiday and see family and see one of my YouTube friends. Oh, cool! But do be careful meeting people from YouTube, Gracie. Make sure you take your parents with you, and you go and you meet somewhere public, because you never know. You never know. We've got some how funnies and I know that, but yeah, it's for as far as I know, Australia is a lovely place to go, and I would like to, but it's far too expensive for me. I'd need to save up for quite a bit of time for that sort of thing, to be fair. But yeah, seems like a nice place to go. Although, to be fair, if I did any walking and hiking over there, there's some dangers about. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, some big dangers. So I don't know that I'd necessarily want to do that sort of thing there, but they've definitely got some nice beaches and stuff. But again, you've got to worry about, like, you know, things in the beaches even. So. Sienna's saying you don't think you'd ever meet anyone from YouTube. Too weary. What? So you wouldn't even meet me? Oh. Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't recommend it. You know, dodgy people out here, I tell you. Oh, you're going on a separate flight. Why is that, Gracie? Is that like for money saving, or is there some reason? That seems a crazy way to do it, that you wouldn't all fly together. I'm a bit covered in bits. Yeah. I definitely have some tidying up to do before I head off. All right. Oh, money saving. That's fair play. I see you, Gracie. Have a lovely night. Sweet dreams and all that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to call this now. I think it's time to end the stream. We've had loads of likes today. 17. Thank you very much, everybody. I guess we've had a lot of people coming in and out as well. So it's definitely been a bit of a different one. Yeah. And I think because I've been moving around, you guys got to see a bit of the van as well, and some of the new people who haven't seen the van. Obviously, it's nice for them to get their little peek as well. Yeah, good night, Starry, and good night, everybody else. And thanks everyone for coming and for being part of it as always. Buenas noches, Simone. Thank you very much. Hasta mañana. You too, Rach. You too. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, you know what? Have fun.